Soy Kay Dee. I am Kay Dee. Welcome and thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe and you'll find all my social media information in the comment section of this video. I am on Instagram at i.am.kaydee. Also at Life Together, Kaydee. That is my podcast Instagram. I have a podcast called Life Together with Kay Dee. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the podcast stations that you listen to. Podcasts are awesome. I also have a website. You can find me. It's under construction, guys, so just, be patient, but the blog part is up and the about section is finished, so I'm just getting some things together, but my website is iamkaydee.com. So, I think I'm missing something, but I'll remember later. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I want to talk more about love. Last week we talked about real love versus toxic love, and today I just want to talk more about how important it is to really know that you are loved and lovable, because I feel like so many of us go through life, right? Go through our day-to-day, and we're like robots, and we chug along, we're on our grind, we do our thing, and so much of it is just kind of, we do it, and before we know it, the day's over, and then we're doing it all over again, kind of like Groundhog Day. I don't know if you saw that movie, but you should, it's really old, but, and I don't know. I think there are a lot of people out there who you would never know, but are struggling with feeling loved, right? With loving themselves and with feeling loved. And I think a lot of that comes from, it could come from how you grew up, your family situation. Maybe your family situation was messed up. It could come from relationships that you've experienced, or perhaps you've experienced abuse of some kind, for which my heart truly goes out to you, and I'm so sorry that you experienced that. And, maybe at one point you felt like God loved you, but because life has been so crappy, you feel like God, doesn't love you, because why would A, B, C, D, E, F, G happen if he really loved you? So maybe you're struggling with that. But I feel like, a lot of times we just go through our lives, go through the paces, go through the routine, go through the pattern, and we just live life kind of like, without thinking about it. And we just kind of do it, and we go through, and hopefully we have some good spots, but maybe we're not feeling loved. Maybe we're not feeling that we are truly loved and worth something, because you are. I just want to tell you that you are worth much. And one moment, let me just take a little sip of my tea. It's just sitting here like waiting for me, so sorry. You are worth much. As I said in my previous video, my personal belief, not that it's yours, but my personal belief is that God made us and God loves us. And I know, perhaps you've experienced some really horrendous things in your life, or some really, really difficult things in your life. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, God, he's not really doesn't love me. How could he? I can't explain all the crappy things that go on in the world. I'm not here to give you an answer to that. I have no clue. I just know that life is hard, and sometimes life is unfair, and sometimes things happen, and we live in a broken world, right? But I know, from my personal experience, God has held me through the toughest of times so that I didn't fall apart. He's walked with me through the darkest of times so that I didn't lose my mind, so that I could, recover. God has allowed people to come into my life to help along with the healing process. And so even if you don't believe in God, let me be one of the people through these videos to let you know that you are loved and you are not alone, and you can make it through the hardest of times. You can persevere. You can be a conqueror. You can be an overcomer. And what happened to you doesn't mean that's who you are. What happened in your life doesn't have to define you. You can take what was meant to break you and step on it and use it as a stepping stool to go on to greatness, whatever greatness is for you. But I want you to know that you are important. You are. And you are loved, and you are lovable. Maybe you've done some crappy things. Maybe you've done some horrible things, and you can't take those horrible things back. But all you can do now, and maybe relationships were damaged, maybe irreparably, right? And you want those relationships back, but maybe you can't get those relationships back. But what can you do? You can work on healing yourself. That's really, really important. And my personal recommendation is to go and find a therapist or counselor that you work well with to help guide you through the healing process. Doesn't mean anything's wrong with you because you go to a counselor. Counselors are there to help you to go through the healing process and to address some past hurts and issues. But work on healing yourself, okay? And then all you can do now is go forward, right? Go forward and make a life that's better than the one that you previously lived, you know? Like I said, none of us are perfect, right? None of us. But like you're saying, well, you don't know what I did. No, I don't. And I don't need to know. You know, I don't need to know. That's your business. It's not mine. But now, from this point forward, you can choose to do whatever it is you need to do to get to a place of healing so that you can make better decisions, so that your future can be better, because you are lovable. You are. You are. And I just want you to know that. And if you are out here and you're feeling alone, life is hard. Like I said, it's not an easy journey all the time. Sometimes you have really good times and good things in life, good things that happen, high points. And then sometimes life is just mundane. And then sometimes life is lonely. And sometimes life is heartbreaking. But I just want to be one of the voices in your ear telling you that you are loved and you are lovable. Please try not to isolate yourself, because when we isolate ourselves, it's easy for our mind to go in a million directions, and sometimes we can spiral, out of control, like in our emotions, and just not have a full grasp of our emotions. So it's good to at least find one other person who's healthy for you to be around. And that might be a process, but it's worth taking that first step. In church last week, the pastor of the church, his part of the message, he brought up the movie What About Bob, another old movie, and one of the key phrases in that movie was baby steps, and he was just saying, well, God is about the try, So basically, the message was saying, okay, yeah, maybe we can't conquer this all in one giant leap, but maybe we can conquer it in baby steps. Baby steps count. They do. Baby steps count. So take a baby step and then another baby step. And if you fall down, get back up, have good people at your side, or at least one good person at your side to help you get back up. I think it's really important to have at least one good person in your life maybe a couple, maybe a few, and put yourself purposely in communities, in spaces, in situations where you can create and form healthy relationships that can help uplift you through the hard times. But it's really, really important not to isolate yourself. Even if you feel horrible or lonely, yeah, take your moments, but be accountable to somebody. And it's important, like, especially when we're trying to change our behavior, or if we're trying to improve, it's really important to be accountable to someone to kind of help you, go along and improve, and somebody that has your best interests at heart to help you kind of take the baby steps forward, right? In my podcast, Life Together with Kay Dee, I try to say at the beginning of every single episode that we are not, it's called Life Together because we are not meant to do life alone. We're meant to do life together in community, uplifting, upholding, strengthening, and encouraging one another along our life journey. It's so important. So in this short video, I just wanted to wanted to let you know or remind you that you are loved. I believe God loves you, right? You are lovable. You are able to be loved by another person. And it's important to learn to love ourselves, not to isolate ourselves, get in good, healthy communities of people, find good, healthy support system, go and find a counselor. And you're like, well, okay, say I'm going to try this counseling thing. I don't even know where to go. That's okay. Go to my website, I am KAYDEE, so it's IamKaydee.com. And even though all of the pages aren't up, my resources page is up. And on my resources page, I have a list that I'm working on continuously growing to help you find a counselor in your area, a counselor that you're comfortable with, sensitive to whatever personal items that are important to you, and affordable for whatever your income level. So I'm constantly working on this list. Go to my resources page on my website, IamKaydee.com, and use that as a starting point to find a counselor, okay? So I love that you're watching this. I send my love to you. I'm hoping and praying that something I've said has helped and encouraged you. And until next time, blessings and peace. Much love, much peace.